Hey, how's it going? Oh, great. Now something loud is on the radio. Okay, I'm having a hard time hearing it, so I'm hoping that it'll be really hard to hear on here as well. On the phone, I mean on the camera phone. So, look at my signs and la 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 la. I don't want you to hear the other stuff in the other room. La 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 la. Do you see? Oh, shoot. Cheers! Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to drop you on your face. Oh, come on. There. Okay, I really did not mean to drop you on your face. That was rude. Please, why do you gotta be such a... These things have cords that they're not supple. They don't just go where you put them. They're all stiff. Oh, why are you wrapped around each other? They're all stiff so you can't just put them, you know, like... See? The cord fucking pulled it down. Oh, pardon my French or whatever. This shit pisses me off. So get up there. Can I just wedge you? Okay. Jeez. So, hopefully it won't shut off again, the camera. I have emptied so much stuff. I have just completely... I've even had to, empty my storage to continue to make videos. Because I cannot get this phone to record on the gigantic micro SD card. It's just... and I'm buying storage too, cloud. Nothing is going anywhere. It's all going to the phone storage. So this phone's about to turn into a useless brick because I can't figure out how to move it from the internal phone storage onto the SD card. It's crazy. I'm really irritated because I don't have money to buy another phone or whatever the hell it's going to take to get another phone to work, and I'm very frustrated by that right now, but I don't want to talk about that. So anyway, I did pull some cards, and I pulled a card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. That's terrible. Get off of the glare. I want the bottom to be visible. Stop being a pain. Can you see that? Irritating. And the card I pulled was number 9, Dances on One Foot, Balancing Act. I'm going to put that aside so I can show you. And the guidebook pages, please go over there. You don't belong there. Neither do you. Neither do you. I pulled the Starfish card and the Snake card. And when I pulled them, I was like, what the heck do these two have to do with each other? And then it was pretty obvious. I looked it up just in case what I thought was obvious was kooky and wrong or something, but basically they both can sort of symbolize rejuvenation and health in the form of regrowing a whole skin or regrowing a digit, because these can do that. So they got both a lot. They got both a lot. That's some good English there. They do have a lot in common. So I did not decide to read from the manual that comes with these cards because it's funny, they don't really talk about any of this stuff that I'm about to read you because I wanted the symbolism. She's got something else going on in the guidebooks as far as her illustrations, because the same person that made the deck is the same person that made the illustrations. So she would have a whole vibe going, right? So, right, I wanted symbology. So, starfish, it got 3 different sites. And I'm just going to read you what it had listed. Good luck, fortune, regeneration, renewal, inspiration, guidance, brilliance, smart or shiny though, intuition, and vigilance. And that's interesting because I believe I got that listing of okay, I don't know where I got it. I didn't write it down. I'm gonna jot down on here to add it, but I'm bad because once I start doing the end of this, I get all kinds of other stuff happening to my brain, and I forget. The stuff I'm supposed to remember gets deprioritized. So add to, I can't even see that. I have to put it somewhere where I can see. Put a big old asterisk. Add to info box for source. Oh, first. Don't just leave it blank. First source. First what? Get scatterbrained. Okay, so anyway, that was the first mysterious source. What it had to say about what describes the symbolism of the starfish. And so the second, oh, I see, I did write it down. Nope, this is for the second one. So the second listing of qualities was healing from emotional stress and trauma, betrayal and abandonment. That was number 2 source, okay. And the asterisk, I did write it down. So the asterisk I found out after that is they're talking about starfish jewelry. Like it's in the Google search and you don't even really realize that it's a frickin' ad until you click it open, really. I was kind of annoyed, but I'm just gonna leave those on there. You know, I mean, it's not like it couldn't transfer to the jewelry itself. I'm just mad that it bamboozled me, I guess. So, and then the next source, this one was interesting too. But let me read what it says. Security. So, starfish, as you know, come here, has the 5 digits, like a big old hand without the whole rest of the body. And each digit has countless sucky cups attached to the underneath side that you cannot see. So I guess I will touch upon a little tiny bit of what the guidebook for these cards talks about, because what she talks about is this thing's appearance and how it sort of represents somebody who is like superficial because they depend on their appearance to like take them places in life. I mean, if you're of any of a certain age, like you don't have to be real old, but you kind of have to be a little older to understand that people that are really good looking don't have to work that hard at like anything. They get given the keys to everything, and it takes a really like self-aware and empathic, and I'm just gonna have to say it. I know like it drives people crazy, but it kind of has to be like an old soul kind of person, like someone with a deeper depth to their consciousness to be able to be a pretty starfish and not be a complete self-absorbed, everybody has to do everything for me jerk, basically. But they do exist. There are some of those out there. So superficially though, going back to what I was saying with my little list, is that it doesn't look like it could, for one thing, pry open shellfish It doesn't even have like an arm to lean on or an elbow. It's just got to like grab with however many fingers and brace with how many others in the sand in the ocean. How? I'm trying to figure out like the engineering dynamic of that whole, like, it has no like leverage unless it's just itself. But I mean, you wouldn't even think it could do all that until you turned it over and saw all of the little helpful finger thingies on the fingers, the little sucky fingers that are on the underneath side of each one of these digits. It like exponentially increases the strength of the thing. So just like maybe within itself, it just like surrounds it. Whoa! Oh, look, here's a handy clam looking thing. What if it just surrounds it with all of its fingers and just pulls against itself, like just goes, you know, like, I don't know, maybe that's how it does it. Hold on a second, I gotta grab my clam. Drop my clam. So, yeah. Back to the security, though. So yeah, you don't really expect it, and it's like, I felt like it's like kind of modestly strong, because you look at this and what I was describing with the strength and all of the other unseen digit helpers, you just don't even think that you're looking at that. You just don't even have any idea what's on the other side of it, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And people can be just like that, by the way. Just let me throw that in there. It also said that it is a, like, similar to your root chakra. It has like similarities to it, because it's like your low base of gravity, and you build upon that. From there, pretty much anything we do, like an actual architectural structure, a written structure, a loose plan that you like talk out to yourself in your mind, we build upon outlines, we build upon foundations. When we don't, then we just have like crazy spray and no order, no punctuation. It's just anarchy. Pardon. So, one thing that crossed my mind, though, is like, if you come across one and you decide, oh, pretty, I want to pick it up, and like, if you don't, it's not a good idea. Like, I would just not pick it up, and certainly not take it anywhere. But sometimes people get the idea to do that. The starfish may have other ideas, and all those little underfingers that you can't see. You could be out there like somebody trying to pull Arthur's stone out of Arthur's sword out of the stone, and the starfish is just like yawning into a sucker, going, ha ha. I kind of like that idea. Sensitivity, new subject, to environment. Its occupants. Sensitivity to the impending. Manifestation is another, I guess, element. And this was my note. Manifestation, comma, as a symbol. I mean, if the starfish, can be imagined into existence, then anything can. That was more or less, without the pronouns and stuff that I added, what the thing said. Like, if you can think it, it can be. As far as the manifestation symbolism of the starfish. And I guess that comes back to regrowing a severed limb or digit, or, you know, whatever you want to, however you want to call those starfish fingers. Fertility. If you if you can see them in their element, then the water is pure and clean. Because otherwise they're not going to be there. They can't survive unless the water is clean. Which is why I don't think in my life I've ever seen one in water and like an ocean site unless it was an aquarium. Like I've never seen one at a beach. Although I did not grow up where there were tidal pools. Pools. I grew up where you could go to like Santa Monica Beach or Venice or Long Beach but none of those places that I was ever at had tide pools. I feel like you had to go to like Santa Cruz and San Diego. I guess I did see some on a field trip too. I think we went to like Morro Bay, someplace north of LA. They just stick a bunch of kids on a bus for several hours. Well, anyway, you know how field trips work, I'm sure. Oh, so yeah, the water has to be clean and pure, which is optimum for breeding healthily. Fertility goddesses in many cultures around the world are represented by a starfish. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Last thing, abundance. See above. Dream it into reality. Healing / renewal. It can do that. Heal and renew a broken bit. You know what I'm saying. Of itself. It's an inspiration because of its ability to do that. Rehealing, regrowing business. So a lot of that was repetitive. I don't know if you noticed. Ow! Come on. I used my wheelchair out in the world today. Like driving it around a store, which I don't know if you've used your arms for locomotion ever, but it's tiring. And I'm already pre-injured. Oh God. I promise you, I'm not a big wimpy baby. I do not cry over nothing. This really hurts. So the other card I pulled was the snake, and it is wrapped around the seed of life, and the seed of life through the snake seems to be bursting with light, and it matches at the center of it, and I'm thinking embryo for some reason. And that's all I have to say about that image, because it doesn't really have anything to do with the symbolism that I found about snake. And it is so similar to the starfish that here's starfish with its 3. Oh, before I go to the snake, the second or third source, rather, yes, the third source, when I was done listing the qualities of the starfish and, you know, went to see, like, who am I quoting, it was like a health insurance company. What? I didn't read the article, so I don't know why they were commenting on it. I should probably look. It might have something of interest there. Why? Health company? Pontificate. Oh, the starfish. Speaking of pontificate, let me just interrupt myself and probably spoil a little something here, but I was watching Bass Reeves, Lawman, earlier, and he shit, what was I gonna say? Something I was just doing here reminded me of him. Shit, okay. Now I forgot, so never mind that for now. So I said okay, I guess I can move on to the snake. Ow! Ow! Oh, God. Okay. Snake. Dichotomy right off because what the listing said: love, health, disease, medicine, death, immortality. I'm all lies, truth. It didn't say that. That was mine. And that came from it was the snake that it was the snake that got the health, because it says here National Institute of Health. That's who was talking about the snake. My bad. Well, who the hell was talking about this here? I don't wait, let me think. What was that? Oh man, my light. You just seriously, that had to like leap off the wall. That thing, like, can I just show you how far that had to come to get right here? Because it was this far away. Do you see how long that is? It was sitting on top of the plug. It leapt off the wall. Am I bothering you? You're a light. Can you like light stuff for me, please? Just a little while longer. I would take the cord off, but it dims. Can you just please? It does not want to do it. I'm almost done. Please stay. So yeah, I don't know where I got that other information. But what I just read, the dichotomy, National Institutes of Health of America. Why are you talking about snakes that way? I suppose I gotta look at this stuff too to find out what their deal is. And so the next set, I only did two qualities of the snake symbolism, and they are healing, wisdom, in sitting inside some parentheses, long lived, the snake with the wisdom, guardianship, immorality as opposed to immortality. Immorality, like you got no morals. Sorry. Sensuality. Why am I apologizing? Sensuality, evil, death. Agents of change. Dang weird skin shedders transforming all over the place. That last sentence, that was all me. That wasn't part of it. You may have noticed the shift in tone. So here's where I got that last bit of information. This is who it was attributed to. Nicholas Wells Antiques. Nothing, except for the human biological places. There's like no veterinarian commentary, no zoological, no scientist, antique dealer, National Health Institute. I don't know what the other one was. Oh, jewelry was one. I forget. Oh, I didn't forget. I just didn't write it down. Well, so, I did realize that those sources are kind of weird. And I did have the option of not using them, but I decided, you know what? They're probably not off the mark as far as wherever else you would probably get the same information. So I just decided to go with it. I mean, basically what they said was true. The main thing they talked the most about was regrowing stuff. I think I got it. So how does that apply to us people? Well, I feel like there's two things going on. Hence the dancing on one foot, because I feel like we're in a stage of tipping, and I don't want to say a tipping point because I feel like a tipping point is one of many, etc., etc., more other tipping points. But that is what makes it so momentous and possibly a little nauseating, just because of like psychic motion sickness, I guess. And here's the thing that I think is happening with some people. I think that particularly the people that I like to discuss a lot, who are having a lot of court cases and have worked in our government with our former president, who inspired a lot of people to try and take down the government, and is still talking. He's trying to say that it's American. He's trying to say that stuff that is and has always been American is no longer American, but he's not saying no longer. He's just saying it isn't. But while he's saying that what he's wanting to do is, I don't know. I mean, make your own comparison. That's all I can say. Truly, because I can't change your mind. Only you are going to be the one to do that, because only you are going to let in the thoughts that are going to make the changes. So it's not up to me. I could possibly trigger you, or entertain you, make you laugh, or even inform you, but I can't make you do stuff. That is on you. So there's these people, and like, do they flip like a coin on the former president? Do they stay loyal to, I don't know if there very many people actually loyal to the guy. I think whatever plan they all think they're doing, because I think they've not even been told the truth about what they're doing. It seems like the lies just never end, and they all are doing it. So wow, all the mirrors with those people. That's all I can say. Super Christian, then hand jobbing in public at the show where there could possibly be children at the matinee. Or just, yes, there's stuff children shouldn't see and hear in public. But children generally are not finding their way to them. There are people out there screaming and yelling about it and making it public and drawing it to attention to where it wasn't in the past. And I'm not saying that it should stay hidden and that's good, whatever kind of bad things, because there's a whole range of them. But I think that's a manifestation of something people are feeling more than what they're actually saying. And that's more like a vehicle, a means to an end type deal. I think that people are sort of churning inside themselves because they can't quite, at their core, where they're honest with themselves, they can't quite reconcile, like, do I want to go with this dude that's going down, and do I want to acknowledge and notice the fact that people associated with him tend to end up in, like, jail, court and then jail? Look it up. Start with, what was the guy that was the first campaign manager? I want to say Mennonite, but I know that's not it. Well, I don't know. Look up anybody around him in 2015. Like, most of them have at least been in court at least once for at least one thing. I'm just saying, like, people seem to like what he stands for, and I don't know if they're using the word in the same way I would. It seems more to me like they like what he says because they either secretly feel it or openly feel it, but they want to just be able to run around and say it out loud and do all of the things that they think. Yeah. No, other people don't want that stuff. So, sorry. I mean, a lot of people don't seem repentant about the things that they say, and they don't seem to take into consideration what all it involves. And I'm not going to try to explain that here. I think people are smart enough to see current events and kind of understand what I'm saying about the way that we're interacting with each other. But do you want to fit in? Do you always want to be the person that's on the offense or defending themselves all the time, or having to, like make a big deal to get their point across? Or do you want to get along, and like let some stuff go for the sake of smooth sailing in society, basically? Because really it's down to us how that all works out. And it's not even a voting thing that has all of its own stuff. I'm not even gonna, it's giving me a sour. So, but I think people are fighting with themselves inside because they're taking sides. Like the people in trouble, the ones in the legal trouble that I'm talking about, most of us have absolutely no like link to them really, except we know who they are because of what they did, or we know who they are because we liked them in the first place and because of what they did. And when I say what they did, I'm talking about like January 6th and whatever kind of shady stuff Trump had people in his government doing that we don't know about yet, but we will. And stuff happened because, oh my God, so much stuff we don't even know that hasn't come out, because that's how investigations work. They don't tell you what's happening in them, because if they do that, then they're not effective. And these people in the government, like lawyers that have been in courts and stuff and have been to the law school, and also Law and Order's been on for 40 years? Everyone's gotten a taste of law. We got a lot of like lawyers in the government that are all acting like they don't know what laws mean or respect their validity, or that they have to be subject to them, and then they're not being prosecuted for doing things like ignoring subpoenas. So now they just don't think they have to, which means everybody's going to think they don't have to, and that's somebody started that worm. And other people that just are like in such a hurry to follow, not thinking about what they're following and what it could mean. Obviously they don't care about what's going to happen to other people, but they're not getting that eventually it's going to come to their doorstep and start happening to them. And I guess that's a lesson we all got to learn together. Yay! So, not just the people in the news. Who are you taking sides with? Who are you hitching your wagon to, and why, really? Like, are you sure you know all the facts about the situation? And also, don't you have more important things in your own life to worry about than that stuff? Because this manifests this, I put my foot in this sticky situation here, do I do it over here? Scary new, I don't know. I mean, how long do you think you're going to be teetering like that? What do you think that's going to do to your nerves? You're going to have to come to some sort of resolution, I think, because this is untenable. You can't do that forever. No one can. I don't think so. That is my contention. So, you can focus on this and these feelings, and or you could end these as well, because they're in your life too, also happening at the same time. But when it's harvest time to pick the abundance, if you don't like reach out and grab it, the time will pass and it won't be there, and you're gonna fall, and you may fall into the I don't really want to step in that side, because you ignored the chance to collect some abundance and possibly save yourself from falling into the wrong side. I don't know. I vote for the adaptability. Can you adapt to things? I don't know. If you break off a finger, can you adapt to growing it back? State of mind, I guess, is what you need to have. But the abundance is there if you want to focus on it and take it, and that's a timeline you could take. Or if you want to like dwell in this other stuff, you can also do that. Either way, it's a lesson we can all learn, and some of us are going to be doing this, and some of us are going to be over here having a good time and having fun and looking at all kinds of new and different stuff. Yay! Thank you and... Ooh, I'm doing the song again. Thank you and good night.